In this video, I'm going to tell you what happened in Blue Lock Manga Volume 18 after the Season 2. If you're new to the channel, please consider subscribing and like the video as soon as possible. The aim is going to be 24 likes for Volume 19. Please watch the video at 1.5x for better experience. We all know that in the last episode of Season 2 of Blue Lock anime, that U20 Japanese versus Blue Lock was a big hit and the whole of the Japanese crazy about it. Even the Japanese coach praised the Blue Lock team. Now after U20 match, the players get an off or they get the holidays and players get their respective belongings from Blue Lock faculty. Soon Isagi returns to home but leaves to Shibuya to reunite with his friends. There he meets Bachira and Chiguri while Nagi makes excuses to grind on games as we know he's a gamer. While being together they spot the rest of the Blue Lock members hanging around and soon they unite to party together. Plan to break off Nagi's obsession of gaming and hence they bombard to his house and just take him away. Soon they play and have fun in the games room when they decide to go for a karaoke where they meet the Japanese U20 team chilling out. The U20 being frustrated challenges the Blue Lock team in a bowling match where they surprisingly meet Baro who was too present there chilling having bowling practices. The chapter ends with his teammates making him furious by touching his customized balls. Now the bowling match between the U20 Japanese and the Blue Lock member starts. Chiguri finds a way to get a strike and to get a lead for U20 Blue Lock. Now for the Japanese team comes Dara, the Buddhist looking character who chants and gets a strike for real. Next up is Nagi who shows zero physicality and drops to the ground immediately, but somehow he gets a strike for his team. Then later some of the fangirls recognize and ask the players for their autographs. Aiku, who is obvious a simp, reminds them that the match isn't over and they were in overtime anyways. But Isagi had other plans. He returned to Issei-chan and meets his former teammate who had missed the goal in the season 1, the starting of the season, which had transformed Isagi. Now Isagi thinks that he has changed the world, but actually he has changed himself in order to change the world, because Tada thinks that the last goal of U20 was to be a fluke. Then the story cutscenes to Jinpachi Ego who has a chat with his investors and commencing the phase 2 soon. Now the chapter 152 begins with Rin Itoshi sitting by a lake revisiting the moments and considering what a monster he had become in order to defeat his big bro. He had never realized that he could become that thing that his big bro wanted out of him. But it was Isagi who saw as a legendary striker. Hence now Ren realizes he misses something in him. Now the story cutscenes to Isagi having lunch with his family and they all rejoice and celebrate seeing the replay of the match, the last goal that Isagi scored. But Isagi is caught up by a new interpreted meaning of life, that he has to live how he wants, and this is a message that his mother gave him while eating. Later he rests on his bench thinking of the match and the pleasure of controlling the whole pitch under his own eyes. Meanwhile Blue Lock messages every player to assemble for the Blue Lock phase 2. Now all the players are present in Blue Lock with a new stage. As they enter they recognize the U20 Japanese team to be there as Ego had wanted them to be tested. Isagi sees Rin and has a trash talk with him while suddenly Ego starts announcing the new phase. This phase is all about giving professional environment to players. Each player is allowed to now pick any league in Europe's top 5 leagues: England, Spain, Italy, France and Germany, where world's best striker Noel Noah is currently playing. Then the players are given 90 minutes to think and enter their choice in a digital form given to them. This would transform these players into world-class players for real. So now Chiguri goes to England to test his speeds, Nagi after the player who he had seen in a video shown by Chiguri, Bachira to Spain to test his dribbling skills. Isagi is confused between England and Germany because Isagi used to see England league recently, but I think he wants to defeat the best striker Noel Noah in the German league, so he chooses the German league. Now all the players who have chosen German League have entered a separate room for the whole German squad. As they enter into the room, Ego appears from a hologram mentioning that Bastard Munchen is the best team and they weren't supposed to go to Germany, rather an environment would be created in Blue Lock. They all would be trained by the best striker, Noel Noah. Ego further explains that as the U20 vs Blue Lock match was a big hit, many international players have sponsors joined the Blue Lock program. So thus in all the leagues the top players are now a part of this program. Here these people from England, Spain, Italy, France and Germany. Further he tells that the Blue Lock players will be trained under the best players of each of the leagues. Now once they are trained, each of the leagues and their important teams will be playing against each other
and the players' ranks will change depending upon the scores, goals, and physicalities. Now, the final list will consist of the top 11 players who will be qualified for the U20 World Cup. Finally, Ego mentions that he had created an alternative path for losers of Blue Lock to awaken their monster, and only one person has survived. It was obviously none other than Kunigami, and he joins the German League. As they proceed to this new interface of German League, Noel Noah instructs them to meet them to the goal, meaning the end of the sessions. Isagi realizes that Kunigami has changed completely. Now within seconds they all are obliged to proceed to a virtual training session which feels too real to be true with the bastard Munchen forwards. The first zone is straight dashing, the second zone was incline dashing, and Chigiri sees that Kunigami has leveled up his physical attributes. The fourth zone was step jumps. Isagi, being smart, realizes that his training was done to make them master the fundamental abilities. Out of all Blue Lock members, only one of them was able to keep up with the Boston Munchen's U20 team, Kunigami. But now, what? Someone had already cleared the training session. A new name pops up, Kaiser. Izaki enters the final zone and he was to dribble along a zigzag pole and shoot on a target. But soon as he strikes, another player had taken the shot which hit Isagi's balls and made it deflect. Isagi was shocked to meet this person, and hence a new character named Kaiser came into the manga. Now, as the first training session ended, all the U20 Bastard Munchen players trash talked about the Blue Lock players, but in German, hence a new character named Ness gives each of Blue Lock players a earpiece or interpreter that could translate the language immediately, and which was obviously made by Ryo's dad's company, who was damn rich. Now Kaiser threatens Isagi to perform well as he came in Blue Lock due to its famous match. Then comes in Gessner, who trash talks a lot that I can't put it over here. Gradually, more players are introduced and then Noel Noah enters and warns the Munchens to stop insulting. He mentions that the 21 players would be ranked based on their attributes, and Isagi stood last as Kaiser blocked his goal, who was first. But Kunigami managed to place himself at third position, surprising everyone. Isagi has to compete with these guys and has to remove Kaiser from his throne. In the last chapter, the players undergo rigorous training through kinetic vision and increasing their abilities. Isagi only manages to secure 17th rank from 24. Soon training ends and he heads to the German wing room. There, Corona advises Isagi to view his stats, where he sees that he is really good in offense but lacks in other things. Soon he heads to Noel Noah to ask what's wrong with him, why he is unable to perform good. On this, Noah asks him to verbalize his steps of thinking on the pitch, to which Isagi had no words. Noah convinces Isagi to find a crystal logic on field that would defeat him. Soon, 10 days after training, the Neo Eagles League begins, the first match being between Barcha and Bastard Munchen. Isagi is shocked to see Bachira and Otoya in the playing 11. All Blue Lock players are shocked except Kunigami. Soon the match starts and the volume ends.
If you have watched till here, please share this video and like this video as soon as possible, and like MS25 for volume 19.